Cal, it ended 0-0 here today against the league leaders. How would you sum up the game?
Not a classic. I think the games between the sides at the top end of the division can be like that. I'd be interested to see. They are one goal in it. Really pleased with some aspects of our performance, really pleased from a commitment point of view. Probably disappointed in terms of quality. I thought we played against the side in the second half who made it difficult for us, and we had opportunities to do things a little bit differently, and we didn't, so there's a bit of frustration. But if that's where we're at and we're frustrated playing against the side that I believe will win the division, a monster of a football club, and the side that are quite rightly at the top of the division going into today's game, if that's where we're at and this is now how I feel after these games, I think that's a reflection of how well the players have done over the opening 11 games.
You spoke at the start of the season about making this place a fortress. Do you think it's becoming that?
Home record's good. Home record's good, and it has to improve. And you know what? It needs to improve from last year, which needed to improve from the year before. But let's not kid ourselves that this place over the years has been a fortress in this division or the division above. I've been here long enough in a variety of roles to know. I remember we nearly didn't win here for 12 months. So yeah, it is, but a bit frustrated. And probably the frustration is that we got knocked out of the FA Cup last week and that we drew with Farsley the week before. To draw 0-0 with Scunthorpe, decent result, decent point. And I just think it's important that for myself later on and tomorrow and Monday and in the build up to Tuesday's game, reflect on the game in isolation. But it is frustrating to not score at home for sure. But saw a lot of good signs against the best side. I mean, Roberts, best player in the league. Whitehall, such a threat at that end of the pitch. So many players with experience of winning this league, Clunan, Denton, that have been at the right end of it consistently and real experience around the team as well. And we were more than a match. And that's where we want to be. We want to compete with those best sides. But what is today? Don't know. It's still Tuesday. Ask me at 10 PM on Tuesday that if you follow it up with a home win, 4 points is a decent return from the 2 games, and it's certainly a good return over the last 6 games. But there's a bit of pressure on us to make sure we do that now on Tuesday, and the work for that will start right away.
How good was it to have Nathan Woodthorpe and Conor Rawlinson back after, of course, they served their suspensions and, of course, they contributed to a 6th successive home clean sheet?
I think you probably answered your own question really politely, and I don't mean that in a rude way at all. I think you saw last week we were disjointed across a back line, chose to play a back 3, felt like the right thing to do rather than shoehorning in a full back. Probably didn't. We looked disjointed, looked like players that hadn't played in those combos, and players playing right centre half, playing left centre half, and a middle centre half that had been playing at full back that was excellent today. Just little changes didn't really come off. We were able to go back to that back 4 have played games together already this season. They've played against some of the best attacking sides and certainly best attacking players, particularly today. So not the end of the world. It's a game that maybe we might have lost in the past. I think we just need to make sure we find a way to win it, and it's really difficult there in the last 15 minutes because you're trying to win the game, but you also don't want to affect the game in an attempt to be positive and have a detrimental effect. So you do get locked into it there, and nothing really happened, did it? After the 65th minute, I don't think anyone went near anyone's goal. It was a bit of a standoff, which is a bit frustrating because we always want to win, and we've shown that we can do that. But yeah, loads to be positive about. Just quite focused on Tuesday's game, and it's important that we turn it into a good point for sure. And the only way we do that is with a win on Tuesday night.
And there's well over 3,000 people here today. What's your message to them and your players ahead of that quick turnaround against Buxton on Tuesday?
I thought they were brilliant, the fans. Again, I've said that a lot this year. The big thing for me is around the atmosphere is a word that people use differently in football. For me, it's about the attitude in the stadium, and what I've felt from being around the ground all day is the fans are really here to support us today. As much as we've had a good home record at times, that'll make it more difficult later in the year when teams come here, see what we've done, start to get men behind the ball, and it's not going to be the amphitheatre and we're just entertaining the crowd. We're here to win, and they can make a massive difference. And in these games, Scunthorpe at home last season was the same. The Tamworth game when they were top of the league, when we played home games in the Cup, Oldham have come here. In my time here, that when we're up against with 10 men the other week actually as well, when the fans sort of are clear around their rate of support and to get right behind us, they just make such a difference. And I thought they were terrific today again. The way they have been pretty much right the way through, because I know we had a sticky start, which it was a lifetime ago now. It was 9 league games, and I don't think we've lost one since. But I thought they were terrific. I thought they created a brilliant atmosphere in the stadium that probably deserved a better game. A message to the players is we're in a decent moment. We don't know if it's a good point, we don't know if it's a bad point. We know we've got a game on Tuesday where we can affect it to be a decent return from the 2 games ahead of Curzon on next Saturday with the best side that I've seen so far this year. So we know we've got a tough week ahead. It's exciting, but we need to make sure we back up today's results and into something positive on Tuesday.
Carl, thanks for your time.
Thank you.